You take Lamar Jackson and put him in the Chiefs, you get the same thing. But go ahead.
Are you serious?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with Lamar. Lamar is dynamic.
They think it's Lamar.
Oh, no way, he's not better than Josh Allen.
Yes, he is.
Oh, no, he's no way. Allen is, you don't think
an
Josh
incredible
Allen's better
talent,
than Lamar?
but makes too many mistakes.
Oh.
Man, I hope I'm not this delusional when I get old.
Like Superman running out of the locker room. Jackson. First down, touchdown. And here comes Lamar Jackson.
Not bad for a running back.
How your coaches go for it?
I just want to make a public service message to all the people who flat out don't like Lamar Jackson. Anytime you talk about him and anything that he's done, this is what you look like to me. Like, just out of rhythm, non-dancing fool. And I'm not talking about football fans that just, hate him because, he plays on a team that they don't like. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people who are about as delusional as these other clowns that be on TV. The same people that have claimed to have watched a full football game of Lamar Jackson playing and still say that he can't throw a football. He's not that good. He's overrated. And my most recent favorite one is they praise Lamar Jackson too much. Excuse me? What TV show you watching? Because anytime I turn on any kind of thing, talking about football or ESPN, doesn't matter, any of these shows, even if you got like 2-3 people giving Lamar Jackson some kind of praise, whether it's big or small, there's always somebody on that same show taking an unnecessary jab or belittling Lamar Jackson's accomplishments. Radio, TV, internet, doesn't matter. And I can tell you guys don't pay attention to Lamar Jackson because you don't even pay attention to what you be saying. You will literally sit there with a straight face and say quarterbacks like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and C.J. Stroud are all better than Lamar Jackson. And like the broken records that you are, you will continually bring up his stats in the playoffs, his win-loss percentage in the playoffs, all that stuff. Yes, we are aware his playoff performance isn't that great. But if we're basing this list of quarterbacks that are better than Lamar Jackson, then why is C.J. Stroud and Justin Herbert on it? Neither of these guys have won in the playoffs yet. So how are they better? Have they had more season success than Lamar Jackson? We all know that C.J. Stroud hasn't because he just finished his rookie season. And I'm not trying to hear that Justin Herbert hasn't had a good supporting cast because Lamar Jackson, his first 5 years in the NFL, he really didn't have anything in mind as Mark Andrews and a run game decent every now and then. But he managed to win unanimous MVP. You say Joe Burrow's better? Have you noticed the record between the two of them when they face each other? Have you ever decided to go on Google and check that out? Might want to go ahead and look it up. It's quite interesting. And are you actually trying to suggest that Josh Allen is better than Lamar Jackson because he led the league in touchdown passes this past season? Yeah, Lamar Jackson did that in 2019. And you know what? He only had 6 interceptions. How many did Josh Allen have? Want to Google that too? Matter of fact, I'll do you guys a favor. You all love to talk about Lamar Jackson turning the ball over, right? Well, according to these numbers, since they both came into the league at the same time, Josh Allen has more turnovers than Lamar Jackson does in each season. Matter of fact, Josh Allen has more double-digit interceptions in the season than Lamar Jackson does. Lamar Jackson just has 1. And you know what's crazy? I actually saw an article that was defending Josh Allen's interceptions this past season, saying, his interceptions weren't as bad as they look. Didn't really mess the Buffalo Bills up that much. And this is the kind of foolishness I'm talking about. Josh Allen led the league in interceptions, and they're making an excuse for it. None of that for Lamar Jackson. Man gets blindsided, strip sacked, and it's his fault, not the left tackle that let the guy loose. And you know what? Maybe if this was being done during the era of no internet, this would probably fly, because no one could get on the internet and actually look back and say,
Oh yeah, that's not true.
Because unfortunately for you guys, we can go on YouTube, we can go on the internet, and we can find proof, we can find facts, and we can show that Lamar Jackson can throw the football downfield. We can show that Lamar Jackson does show up in big-time moments in games. And not to mention, when you have Pro Bowlers, Super Bowl champions, Hall of Famers, all pros going out of their way saying that Lamar Jackson is a phenomenal quarterback, I'm going to go ahead and listen to those guys. Because they themselves are also going off of facts and what they've seen on film and in highlights, showing that Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback. But you won't give him praise. You're just going to give it to the fact that he has a great team around him. A great defense, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, and now Derrick Henry. Despite the fact that even the great Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the NFL also needed Hall of Fame help. And before I even go to those guys, let's look at Joe Burrow, who has Jamar Chase on one side and last season had T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd at the wide receiver position, and yet he has no Super Bowls. Why is that? Isn't the saying that's always used towards Lamar the fact that, hey, the big-time players show up at big-time moments? It was a big-time moment. He had 2 great receivers, 3 really, and a running back, but he still couldn't get the job done. Now, if y'all want to pass out participation trophies, that's fine. Y'all do that, but let it be known that's what you're doing, because if we're going off of pure talent and accomplishments in the NFL level, none of these guys hold a candle to Lamar Jackson. But this crusade to make Lamar Jackson not look as good as he really is just mind-blowing to me. People going out of their way to try to convince other people that Lamar Jackson is a bust, simply because they themselves never gave Lamar Jackson a chance. Even when he came out of college, all they were saying that Lamar Jackson was a project. Y'all remember? He was a project. Didn't have a good enough arm. Despite the fact that he had plenty of footage, plenty of film, showing that Lamar Jackson could get the ball down the field. Honestly, I think part of the reason is because when Lamar Jackson did run the ball on the football field in college, it was just so mind-blowing watching things that he was doing. Crossing guys up, hurdling people, outrunning guys. He was doing everything with his legs. And then people just got lost in that and then thought, oh, all he can do is run. Nah, dude. He does way more than that. But people like to be stubborn and try not to pay attention to that or give him any kind of praise and just won't admit that they're wrong. Even our old buddy Shannon was trying to sit there and belittle Lamar Jackson as he does, and saying that shouldn't we hold him to the same accountability as we do with previous MVPs. Dig as far back as you want, look at whoever you want, wherever you want. The bottom line is this. The majority of the quarterbacks that are elite quarterbacks, Hall of Fame quarterbacks, legendary quarterbacks, had legendary players around them. Peyton Manning had Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James. Tom Brady had Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Wes Welker. Joe Montana had Jerry Rice, Roger Craig, guys like that. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. I can go, how much time you got? No quarterback can make these accomplishments and win championships by themselves. And if you want to talk about defenses, Terry Bradshaw had the steel curtain majority of his career in Pittsburgh. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. They're trying to make it sound like Lamar Jackson needs all this handicap and all this help so that he can do anything great, when it's basically the whole concept of the entire sport. All 11 men on a football team must click and work together in order to create greatness. Y'all keep getting mad when folk call y'all out for being biased or whatever, then actually and say you know what you're talking about because you played the sport, then actually act like it and we won't have to say anything. But y'all go ahead. Y'all keep dancing to the music in your head and have as much fun as you can and tell yourself you have rhythm. Facts don't lie and neither do numbers. Keep using your imagination. You'll convince somebody someday, maybe. And I'm going to end this just like this. I'm going to say this to John William Harbaugh. You have Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, and now you have Derrick Henry. Do not get in their way. Let these boys go. Let them play. Basically, let them be who they are. Don't get in their way. And when it comes to the playoffs,
Let them fight.
I want my quarterbacks to be quarterbacking.
thank you for watching this video. By all means, like, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to see more content, go ahead and push the subscribe and notification button for videos already up and for the ones to come.